The industry's changed enough to say, hey, nobody wants to work 55 hours anymore. Guys are getting more independent. They're doing well. And this touch plan has enabled us to really shoot for that 40-hour week goal and create that balance, which is starting to help the guys in the field. Now we know that sometimes there's a manpower shortage and you can't get over it as much, but at least they can plan for it and they know what's coming up to relay that back to their families or to the project executives. It helps alleviate the comebacks. I mean, if you have this flow and you manage this great flow, but you're not into detail on your schedule, it's big and broad. You tend to forget all the little details that basically you've transferred your crew to the next, and then as you go to inspections or something else comes out, another trade, there's X amount of miscellaneous items that get left behind, and it really disrupts the flow of the project. So with this touch plan, you can add those things so you don't forget it, and it's really helping our subs by seeing, for an example, fire call, sound call, those little things that they overlook. um, Insulation, hey, yes, I've got my work done, but I have the insulator that's under my contract and I never really think about him until I'm done. Now we're forcing him to put that in and give his insulator that updated information. And we're starting to see that they're now on schedule and they're keeping up with things. So, and I looked at that as time saved equals money.
In the case study we worked with Touchplan on, I think they had some, metrics that we saved. The goal was to save 2 or 3 months, and with Touchplan's help and the collaboration that it fostered with the team, I think we were well on our way to achieving that. And then COVID hit, and it became even more important. It helped us maintain a good level of collaboration, but it also allowed us, and it's something I'm sure none of us envisioned, it really understand where the guys are working when we were first learning how to social distance and how to, assign work crews with all the COVID restraints. It's become almost automatic now, but back then we were all learning together, and because of the degree of detail that Touchplan goes into where crews are working, size of crews, you're very easily able to see visually and communicate easily how to enforce the COVID protocols. And we were able to maintain that 3-month pickup at Chestnut Place.
Project we're on now is pretty unique, being that it's a housing unit for Utah State University, and they had a previous one with another team, not Jacobson. But the reality of how dramatic of being on schedule is for them is incredible. That last project, basically, if you're a week over, a day over, that in turn reflects an entire semester or school year, because if they can't get those kids in at that point, they have to house them somewhere else. So that project went beyond schedule and they missed revenue, and it affected students for an entire semester. That one in particular was an entire year. So this really helps you bring their life balance in, and their comfort zone, because they can physically see the changes you're making and follow the updates, which the owners love it.
As the client Nan Fung begins to engage with potential tenants and sign leases with tenants, all of a sudden the changes start flying. Different equipment for the labs requiring different HVAC electrical requirements. So there, I think that it's a smaller project, but probably more fast paced than Chestnut was. And I think rather than picking up time and efficiencies, it's helping us mitigate changes. So we stay on the original plan, whereas traditional methods very likely would be extending things, but we're able to adapt and pivot a lot quicker.
I spend a lot more time myself loading items into Touchplan, making sure everything's in there. But I see the payout in the end in the field. I mean, and anytime you can gain time in the field, that's invaluable. I don't care if I got to get there a little bit earlier to put a plan together, load everything in, and check it and track it. Dollars saved, trade coordination is priceless.